Yeah, so sweet looking. So sweet looking. I tell you what. This doesn't happen in a man's life every day. Thus, the finely tuned, hand-rolled, imported implement that I used to smoke quite a bit of, but haven't smoked one in quite a while. But when a man has been waiting on a delivery, anticipated for months, and it finally occurs, that's reason to celebrate. Now, I'm going to ask y'all right off the bat, try to be quiet as you can, because she's had a long trip, came a long way, and she's young, very, very young. So we need to be nice to her. We don't want a bunch of hoorah, a bunch of shouting and jumping up and down like I wanted to do when I brought her home. But I think she's going to be a fine addition to Clan Branch. I'm going to let y'all get a look at her right now. So join me in a toast to my newest baby, especially for a man my age. You look forward to these things. Boy, that's good. Let's take a look at her. What do you say? Remember, be quiet. Whee! Oh my goodness, would you look at that? Oh my God, ain't that the prettiest little baby girl you ever did see? Yes, folks, those of you in the know recognize it from the few videos that have been out. We're talking about the Ruger 5.7 by 2.8, baby. The Ruger 5.7 finally got one in here. I'm going to tell you what. Whew, ain't she purty? God, this is something else. What's in the box, you ask? Well, let me tell you. You better hope to shout the guns in there. You also have a spare 20-round magazine sitting over here. And these magazines are steel, boys and girls. Your obligatory cable lock, just in case you don't know how to keep people from getting their hands on your guns. And under that nice little red empty chamber indicator plastic gut plug that goes in the chamber when you ain't playing with it. Let's drag it out, see what she looks like. I've been waiting on this. Oh, it's going to be fun. Hey, you, cameraman, there you go. Thanks. Would you look at this? I mean, would you look at this beautiful, beautiful pistol? Ruger 5.7 by 2.8, baby. Just got it out today. Got your regular features you guys are used to seeing out here. Now front sight. Yes, sir, fiber optic green. You can replace it with red or orange if you want to. They didn't send you any, but you can know where to pick them up. That rear sight, got them serrations on it there. Fully adjustable. Windage and elevation. All the good buttons. As you can see, it's an internal hammer. Nothing sticking out the back end to hang up on anything. Fire controls are just basically kind of like your government model if you carry one of them like I do. Ambidextrous safety, got a lever on both sides. Right out in front of it, slide lock lever, and it's back there a little ways so it don't get in the way of your thumb when you've got your high thumb grip on the side of the slide. Probably going to be real tough to accidentally hit that button and lock that slide open. I like that feature. I don't know why somebody didn't think of it further. On down the way there, you got your slide lock release right here is your takedown lever. On this side over here, you see that little button right there? Right there. You just tap that in until it clicks. Grab a hold of that lever, rotate it down 90 degrees. Now this is after, mind you, after you have locked your slide to the rear on an empty pistol. Okay? Read your instruction booklet. It's going to tell you, be safe. It's real easy to do. Drop your mag. And about these magazines, they are steel. They're tough. And they come out of this gun with authority. So if you ain't got your hand in the right spot when it comes out, you will be bending your old ass over to pick it up off the ground. I guarantee you that. Nice little pistol though. Love them magazines. And I love the looks and the shape of this. And I'm going to tell you something. This thing is light. I didn't think it was going to be this light for a pistol this long. That's a 4.94 inch barrel, okay? So that puppy's got some length out there, and that slide up top is steel. Yeah. You got follow down here. You got flash up there where it counts, where all the pressure's at. It's steel, baby. Steel. The good stuff. Now, a couple things you want to be aware of. I know everybody's wondering, yeah, it's got that damn lawyer trigger. Okay. I guess once Glock came out with it, everybody had to have one. FN ain't got one. Of course, the FN cost $1,500, and this one only cost $661 and some change. So, I'll put up with that damn thing. Now, that dongle right there, it ain't no thin little blade like Savage or Images. That's probably damn near a 1/4 inch wide. So when you get your finger on it, you know you got your finger on it. And when it gets inside and flat with that trigger, it just disappears as far as the sensory on your trigger is concerned. Yeah. Another little issue about this item. Not an issue so far. You ready to shoot that puppy? You bring it back about just over 3/8 of an inch and you feel solid wall. And just as you start to pull, you feel a very tiny yet very regular small click. You feel it in your finger. And that tells you that all you got to do now is apply just a little more pressure. And that weapon's going to go. It don't load up, it don't stack up, it don't get any heavier. It literally stays right there at the same amount of pressure. And check this out. When that hammer falls, there's no jumping. There's no great big hammer back there to go flying forward, putting thrust in, throwing weight around, and changing the physiological paradigm of how the weapon is moving in your hand and making your weapon jump. Or roll just a little bit. That's nice. I kind of like that too. I'll let y'all know that's empty. See that? Ain't that pretty? Ain't that pretty? Ain't that pretty? My little girl, oh, she's so pretty. He's like a damn rocket, just take off. Slide lock release, fairly positive. Fairly positive. That slide goes home with authority. I'm going to like it. I think I'm going to like the hell out of it. Yay, yay. Now, I only bought about 400 rounds of ammunition, which means I spent about, well, I don't know, 250 bucks. But it used to be a hell of a lot higher than that. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to go out and burn about 350 rounds of it tomorrow and the next day. I plan on putting this unit through its paces. I've oiled it up. I went inside and out on this. Stem to stern, fore and aft. Port to starboard. Up to down. All the parts are there, and ain't nothing in there ain't supposed to be. It was clean from the factory. It looked really, really good in there. I'm happy with that. So, I'm going to take this puppy out tomorrow and the next day, and I'm going to burn rounds through it, and burn rounds through it, and burn rounds through it, until it won't burn rounds anymore. And I'm hoping I get at least to 450 or 500 before it ever has a hitch. But I'm going to go until it has a hitch. And we're going to be filming that too. We're going to find out just what this puppy will do. I got a feeling it's going to be fun. Now, I will say this. I haven't seen anybody in any videos on YouTube here so far that's had any real issues with this weapon. I've watched people shoot hundreds of rounds, and it just ate them like candy, like M&Ms, and that's awesome. And I'm hoping this one does the same thing. I picked this up at a local store, been on the waiting list for just about 4 days. I thought it was going to take 4 weeks. I got really lucky. Have another toast. Oh, by the way, before all you gun safety nuts start freaking out going, what in the hell are you doing drinking wine and alcohol and handling firearms? It's just cranberry juice. Those of you that never had a kidney stone, if you ever do, you'll understand why I like to keep my kidneys in as fine a fettle as I can. Because let me tell you something. The first time you have one is going to damn sure be the last time you ever want to have one. So cranberry juice, it's good for you, it's healthy. A little tart. But you gotta have something when you're smoking one of these nasty pig turds. Ah, that's good. Bought this local gun shop, and they also have a range. Now, they had one of these, but they's letting people go out and try. $10, 10 shots, give it a try. They didn't just rent it and let people walk out there and play with it. It was always under supervision. Well, they had about somewhere in the neighborhood of 14, 15, 1,600 rounds through the pistol, and it developed an issue. You could pull the trigger and you could feel the mechanism move, but it wouldn't let the hammer fall. They've returned that pistol to the distributor. The distributor's going to send it back to rear, and I'm really hoping that in the next few days we get some feedback on that and find out what the issue was. All the ammunition the pistol was firing was really good range ammo. It was all new ammo, no reloads. It wasn't hyper-velocity, metal-piercing stuff, you know, no exotic shit. It was just regular old planking stuff as far as these are concerned. But it developed that issue. They've sent it back, and hopefully they'll get some feedback from it. I'm kind of thinking, you know, we sat around and talked for this several minutes. It was never out of sight of the range officer. It was never taken and abused by someone. It was never messed with. The only thing that we can come up with is the fact that more than likely, quite possibly, an inexperienced shooter was shooting the weapon and they actuated a control, or they were making a really weird trigger reset while the slide was in movement, or they you know, did something that caused that issue, because the range officer never saw anything happen. So it had to be a slight movement unless something did in fact come apart. But we don't know about that yet. We don't have any feedback, and we're going to try to find out, and hopefully I'll be able to get in the know on that, and they'll let me know if they can, and if they do, and I'll let you know. Every video I've seen on the tube so far, they seem to be working pretty damn well. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, the grip got that fine stippling pattern on it. You get a hold of this, you've got a hold of it. Now, I haven't shot it yet, so I can't say absolutely sure that it ain't going to fly out of my hand, but I don't think it's going. I like that stippling. It hits your hand and it hits your skin in all the right spots. They put the lines in the right place, baby. Another thing I like on these magazines, in that magazine wheel right down there at the bottom, you see that cutout? If you gotta jerk that mag out of there for some reason really fast, you can get your fingers in there. Even if you got big old funky stubby hands like mine, you hit that button, you can get your finger in there and drag that puppy out, I guarantee you. Now, will he tell you something? about the base cover on the magazine, alright? It is plastic or ballistic nylon, whatever they call that. Magazine is maintainable. That cover does come off. It is spring pin held. Them little covers have a tendency to want to move. They can move about 16th, 3/32. They can move on you some a little bit. You first start getting out and getting used to this bad boy, give it an extra tap, alright? Just give it an extra tap. If that magazine cover, if it moves just a little bit, it might present an issue. It hasn't done it in practice and in theory yet in here, and I've been playing with it for a couple of hours. I can't wait to go out and have some fun with this damn thing. I tell you what, if I lived in the country instead of in the city, I'd open the back door, turn on